Hello sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope that this video finds you doing amazing, and I hope each and every one of you are doing very well. Today you guys, I am super excited to be sharing with you 3 very beautiful farmhouse home decor DIYs that you can do using Dollar Tree's wooden signs. And I really love how these turned out and I cannot wait to share them. So let's jump right in. So jumping right into the first one, I have this little basket here. We're just going to set that off to the side. We're going to use it later on. And then I have 2 of these square wooden little pieces that you can get from Dollar Tree. And I always love to pick up these little wooden pieces because there's just so many things that you can do with them for DIYs. And so for today, I'm going to be taking these 2 and I'm going to put them together. So I'm just going to take my wood glue and place some there. I'm also going to use hot glue just so you know it can dry quickly and we can continue to work. And so I'm going to put that wood glue and hot glue, and then I'm just simply going to press them together nice and tightly so that they become one piece. And then I'm also going to take a craft stick and I'm also going to put that in the back of this piece so that way it can just give it a little bit more stability and make it nice and stronger. So I'm just going to put that in the back as well with some wood glue and hot glue and just press it right down, and now it is good and nice and sturdy for us. You guys, if you're not following me on Instagram, I would love to see you over there. I post a lot of different stuff and behind the scenes stuff and stuff of my family as well. So if you would love to check me out, I would love for you to come over, and I'm going to put my handle right there just so you can come and say hi. And you guys, now I'm just taking my sand block and I'm sanding right in the center where the 2 meet because I just want to make sure that that's nice and smooth because I am going to be placing some paper down onto here. So I have these 2 pieces of paper that I took out of my scrapbook, and they're the same print but different color, and I'm just deciding which one I want to go with. I decided to go with the lighter one for this one, and I'm just going to trace it to the size of the board, cut it out, and then we are going to place that down using some Mod Podge. Really simple. You just have to trace the shape of whatever you are placing it on, place some Mod Podge, and then just put it right down. And I really love this as the background, you guys. You can paint it as well or even stain it, and I think that that would look really beautiful, but I just decided to go with some paper just to give it a nice background with a pattern. So now I'm just placing it down and I'm going to just try to smooth it out as best as I can. And once it's down, I like to take my Cricut tool, or just you can take any flat surface and just rub it on it so that way you can make sure that there are no bubbles underneath, and just really, you know, smooth everything out. And once that's on there, I do like to go in with my sanding block again around the edges, because as you can see here how easy that excess paper just comes right off. And that is really good because it makes the paper look nice and flush to the piece and more professional rather than having all of that excess paper just hanging there. So I'm going to do that to all of the edges. So now here comes the basket. I want to place this down below here. So I am just going to take my pencil and I'm going to mark where I need to place some holes. And I am going to drill some holes because I do want to attach this using some juice string just to make sure that it's really nice and attached. So I'm just marking them there, and then I'm just going to drill them out. And then once those holes are there, I'm going to take some juice string and I am going to place it through the little openings of the basket and then through the board, and then I'm going to make a knot on both ends, so the back and the front where the basket is. So I'll just take my sander and I'll sand down the holes just a little bit to make sure that it's nice and smooth. And then I'm just going to go in with that juice string, put it through the holes of the basket and then right through the board. And then I'm going to make a knot on both ends. And I'm also going to put a little dot of hot glue in between the knots just to make sure that those knots are really nice and sturdy. So as you can see here, I have it through the basket and the board. So now I'm just going to clip off the string, and then I'm going to make a knot on the back and on the inside of the basket where the other end of the string is. And then I'm just going to repeat the same thing for the other hole. I think this is turning out to be so cute, friends, and I really love how it's turning out, and it's really nice for really any room in your home. I'm going to be using this for my bathroom, and so I'm going to place little hand towels in here, which is really cute. Now I'm just taking my hot glue and I'm placing some on the bottom of the basket and pressing it down just to make sure that the basket won't be moving or wiggling around too much. So once that's on there, I'm just going to take the jute string and I'm also going to wrap the handles on each side of the basket just to give it a little bit of a decorative look and make it stand out some more. So I am just pressing it down and now I'm just going to simply wrap it around the handles, and I'm going to do that to both sides. And then you guys, I don't show it here, but what I do is I take a little chalkboard sign from Dollar Tree and I place it to the front of the basket and I just write down fresh towels. And you guys, this DIY is absolutely complete and I love how it turned out. Again, you can use this for any room in your home and I think it is super cute. I love it. Let me know what you think of this DIY. Next up, you guys, I have another one of those wooden signs. This one is the little oval one, and I also have this little printout that I just searched on Google Images, and it is completely free. You just go on Google and search farmhouse images, free printables, and a ton will come up. I'm just cutting it out to the size and I am just going to place it down using some Mod Podge. And this DIY is going to be really simple, you guys, but I really love it and it's absolutely stunning to place in your kitchen. And I really love how it turned out, and I love that it has all the different cuts of the cow. I think that was super cute. So now I'm just smoothing it down onto the sign and I'm just trying my best here to smooth it down. I was getting a little bit of bubbles, so I took it back up, and now I'm just trying to place it as smoothly as I can. And I'm also going to use my Cricut tool again, to make sure that all of the bubbles are gone. And once I do that, of course, I am going to go in with my sanding block and go around all of those edges just to make sure that all of the excess paper will come off. And for this one specifically, I'm going to sand it down a little bit more aggressively around the edges because I do want it to look faded and worn out. So I'm just going to sand down some of that paper around the edges just to get some of that natural wood to show through a bit. And then once I get it to where I like, I am going to go in with this truffle color in the Waverly paint, and I am going to take a little bit on my brush and I am just going to distress the sign a little bit because I think that the white is just a bit too bright and I want it to look rustic and a little bit worn out. So I thought this would be perfect. So I'm just focusing more around the edges, and then I'm also going to go around the center too just a little bit. And as you can see here, you can barely see anything, but I just wanted to look, worn out and distressed. So I'm just taking a little bit and going all around the sign until I like how it looks. And you guys, I'm sorry if my voice may sound a little sparse, but I have been dealing with my allergies and my allergies do tend to get bad. So that's why my voice may sound like that, but don't worry, I do take my allergy medication and so I am good to go. But I just wanted to let you guys know just in case you were wondering. But yeah, so now I'm just taking some greenery and I'm gonna add it to the top of the sign. And I got this greenery, it's some really beautiful eucalyptus from Walmart, and I'm just gonna take a couple sprigs and place it with some hot glue onto the top there. And then I'm gonna take some nautical rope to create a hanger for the back of the sign, so that way you are able to hang it, of course. And then this sign is done and complete, and I absolutely love how it turned out. Again, it is super simple, but I really love it, and I think it would look super pretty in your kitchen. And I just love how it turned out. Really simple, you know, the main focus is the cow with all of the cuts. It's really cute. Let me know what you think of this DIY. Alright guys, moving on to the third DIY for today. I have here this little wooden sign. I love the pattern that it has around it, the shape. And I started off by distressing it here with some white paint, but you'll see in a minute that I ended up not going with this original idea. And there was some back and forths with this DIY because I wanted to place down a little printout that I had and as you can see here, this one that says Farm Fresh is the one that I originally wanted to go with, but then I didn't, and I ended up using one of these. These are really cute here, and I will leave a link to these down below in my description box. They are really adorable. I ended up going with the one that says Farm Fresh eggs, and you can see them here on top of the little sign already, and I just hated how it looked, you guys. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was I think it was the different shades of white. It just didn't go right at all. So I ended up sanding it down really good so I can get a smooth surface so that I can cover it up with some scrapbook paper. And this one is like a shiplap look to it, so I thought that that was really cute. And then I ended up going with my original plan, which was to use that Farm Fresh printout, and I really love that 10 times better because that other little printout was just not working for me for this sign. But anyway, I do end up placing that paper down with some Mod Podge, and I am just placing it down over that, and you cannot even tell that it was back there, so that is good. And I am just smoothing it out, and of course I'm gonna take my sander and sand around all of the edges of the sign, so just to make sure I take off any of the excess paper. And then once that is down there, I'm just gonna take that Farm Fresh and place it down using some Mod Podge as well. And you only need some around the center to place it down at first, and then you just smooth it on there. And then I'm also gonna go in with another layer on top just to really make sure that I am protecting all of that paper. And you guys have to let me know if you think the same, if you think this one looks way better than the first idea. Well, that was originally my second idea, but this one here is my first one, and I do think it looks way better. I just didn't like that other printout, especially for this sign. But anyway, once I have that down there and I have my second layer of Mod Podge, I'm just gonna let that dry really well, and then I'm gonna go in with that same truffle color paint, so that way I can distress all around the edges of this sign and make it look really nice and rustic. So I'm just focusing more around the edges, and that's where I like to focus more when I am distressing something, just to make it look natural and as it would be if it were really distressed and worn out. And so that's where I like to focus. So I'm just taking a little bit on my brush and just keep going until I like how it looks. And then once that is done, I'm just gonna take that eucalyptus greenery and place a few sprigs on the top just to give it a nice little decorative touch. And then I'm also gonna add a nautical rope hanger just so this sign could almost match the other one, the cow sign that I made, and that way you can hang them up together and they will look nice and cohesive. So once that is done, this DIY is complete and I absolutely love how it turned out. And I think despite all of the back and forth, I think it turned out really cute. And you guys have to let me know what you think of this DIY. And my friends, thank you so much for stopping by today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And do consider hitting that subscribe button, you guys. I would love for you to be a part of my family. And do give this video a big thumbs up if you like today's DIYs, because that does help out my channel and to help it grow. And I will see you all on the next one, you guys. Take care. God bless. Bye.